Hello all, welcome back to the another project. It is the good caps analysis project. In this particular project, we are going to be discuss lot of the things, lot of the key matrices, and the good cap services, just like the all over the cap services, cap service providers. And this in this particular project, we are going to be seeing the performance things, like what are the things we get to be enhanced, and how is the performance, how there's already the performance going on, and then what is the repeat passenger rate, and then some of the terminologies are there. These are all the things we are going to be analyzed in this particular project. Let's start the project. Before we get into the project, let's start with the problem statement. And the problem statement, good caps, it's generally as a cap service focused, which means the good apps is already serving the service in a tier 2 cities in India, aims to grow in 2024 by improving the key metrics like trip volume, passenger satisfaction, customer attention. These are the things we will be deeply analyzes. The chief of operations, the particular task is assigned to the junior data analyst Peter Pandey. In this particular project, I am the Peter Pandey to analyze the key performance like the trip distribution, repeat passenger rates, and the satisfaction levels of the customers. These are things, and this particular analysis will guide the strategic decisions for the company's future. And then these are the overview of the problem statement. Let's start with the overview analysis. What are the things in overview analysis, and how can we just step by step we just dig in deeper into the project. This is the home page of the good cap analysis dashboard, and in this particular dashboard we are going to be analyze the overview analysis, performance wise analysis, passenger analysis like the uh, repeat passenger and the new passenger like their things, and then performance versus target, how much we performed against the target, and what are the cases we are not achieving the target, and what are the things can we improvise to achieve the target, like that type of the things we are discussing the performance versus target analysis. Let's start with the overview analysis. In particularly the overview analysis, we just barely say the total trips, revenue, the average fare trip, or the average passenger rating, and then the top three total trips, bottom three. Total trips is nothing but the trips volume. Can as of course it's trips volume, and then the average passenger rating and the driver rating, because the rating is much and more important, because in that rating we can able to see the performance. Let's start with the total trips is nothing but the trip volume. The total trips is 426k, and then the revenue is 108.19 million. The average fare trip is 254.02. Average fare trip is nothing but how much we getting the fare per trip. It's like the average, and then average passenger rating is 7.66. And let's start with the average fare trip and the average distance traveled by city. In this particular visual, we are just explore the, there are 10 cities: Jaipur, Kochi, Chhattisgarh, Visakhapatnam, Mysore, Indore, Coimbatore, Lucknow, Vadodara, and Surat. And in this particular things, the average fare trip as well as and the average distance, both of the things are very high in Jaipur, and the followed next by the Kochi, then Chhattisgarh, the followed cities. And then we'll discuss why the average fare trip and the average distance is very high in the Jaipur in the future dashboards. And then Kochi example, for example, if you wanted to be see, as of course, so 483.92 is the average fare in Jaipur, single trip, for single trip, and then the distance traveled is 30.2 average. and the distance traveled is less compared to with the Jaipur. It's 24.07 only. This is there is the following. It's just like the decreasing, like it's a first place, second place, and third place, like that decreasing. And we will dig deeper why it's decreasing in some cities and why it's increasing in some cities, like that. And top three cities trip volume. Jaipur is holds the first place, Lucknow holds second place, Surat holds third place. Here the bottom three, Mysore, Coimbatore, followed by Visakhapatnam. And these data are ideal, but when we apply the filter, for example, I wanted to be see the data for March. In the sense, the total dashboard is changing. Yes, of course, there is a minute changes, but it's a change. See, the total trips is changed to the 74K, and in this, the below reference is the previous month trips. Here we can able to be compare the things with the previous month. How much trips we are right in a previous month is 75K. So it drops in a 1.70. Which means there is a difference, right? The overall, so 1,000. Sorry, 1.70, which means around 1,700, right? Like that of the trips we dropped, and then total revenue is 18.84 million. Here also, the previous month revenue is 19.86 million, and this month is 1.02 million. That's also dropped. The average fare rate is also dropped. The average passenger rating as well as is dropped. See, this is the month of the March data. I hope I'm right. Yes. And in top three cities in a March, Jaipur holds the first place. Here, Lucknow holds the second place. Kochi holds the third place. Mysore, Coimbatore, and Visakhapatnam in the bottom three total trips. And here, the average passenger rating and driver rating. Rating is as well is more important whenever we do some work, and then definitely we need some feedbacks, right? Whether it's a positive or negative, with the feedbacks we can able to be improve where we make the flaws and where we make the improvements and where we make the better the performance. That's why the feedback is very important, like that the rating as well. And then Mysore holds the first place in the month of March. So average driver rating is 8.98. The average passenger rating is 8.74. Yes, this of course is good, right? In that. But these things are always vary from month to month, even day by day also it varies. But whenever it's average in the sense it's a overall month, right? And then Jaipur, then Kochi, then Visakhapatnam, then Chhattisgarh, Coimbatore, then Indore, then Vadodara, then Lucknow, then Surat. Surat is the most least ratings from driver as well, from passenger rating as well. And then this is the overall view of the overview analysis, like revenue, then trips, then average fare, passenger rating, and the average fare trip, and the average distance traveled by the city, like the things we saw. And then in future dashboards, the next dashboard is the performance analysis. In that performance analysis, we see detailed what are the things and why it's happened, why it's very high in Jaipur and very low in Surat, like the other things we are discussing in the next dashboard, the performance analysis dashboard. The whole report is just indicating report in the sense include all the dashboards. We'll see the one by one, and let's get into the performance analysis. Before that, we have to be clear the slices, just like the slices is for March, and then for exact 16 for example, if you want to be slice only the Kochi in the month of March, and for only the passenger type is repeated. There is a two type of the passengers: new passengers, then repeated passengers. And then day type is as well weekend or weekday, whether it's a weekend or weekday. Let's say weekday, and then if you click the play button, the whole dashboard is indicating that what are the things we just clicked in that. And so the dashboard is indicating the weekend trip and the Kochi, the month of March by the repeated passengers. See, the average distance travel is 24.18. The fare is 296.96. Sorry, it's just the space is not enough for that visual. I'm very sorry for that. I'll be looking on that. And then top three cities, it's 3K. Bottom three cities as well. That's the Kochi, because we selected in the filter Kochi, right? That's why it's all the whole dashboard is indicate pointing out the overall performance wise. It's previous month is 2K, and this month is 0.44 increasing. Okay, compared with previous month, revenue is also increases, but the average fare drops, rating wise increases. Like that, we can able to be analyze the data. What are the things are changing? What are the things where we are in, like that. And just for clear the slicer, just go to that and just click the clear button. Everything is get it off. I hope you get some of the points. And then next is the performance analysis. Let's get into the performance analysis dashboard. And now we are going to be analyze the performance. In this particular performance analysis, we get many insights, and why the particular city has a high rate, high kilometer, which means a high trip volume, and in some cities low trip volume, and what are the variations, why these variations happens, like the other things. We are going to be analyze this performance analysis dashboard, and let's get into the dashboard. This is the performance analysis dashboard, and here also we can able to be see the trip volume, total trips, and then total distance traveled, and then average trip distance, and then the average fare per kilometer, which means previous dashboard we saw the average fare per trip, but in this particular dashboard we can able to be saw the average fare per kilometer, which means for example, for a 1 kilometer we are charged like that this fare, and it may be vary from the cities to cities, as well as the weekday and the weekend. It may be change, right? And then here's the total trip volumes in each city wise, like which are all the cities, how much the trips they achieved, like that the things we can able to be see. La Chhattisgarh 39, Coimbatore 21, Indore 42, Jaipur 77, Kochi 51, Lucknow 64, the Mysore 16. And if you wanted to be see any of the particular city, right now it is in Kochi, able to be Jaipur. In January month, February, March, April, May, June. It's month wise distance traveled. Sorry, month wise the trips. How much the trips happens in each month. Okay, and then here the total trips by city name and date type, which means in which time the trips are in high or low. There is a two specific scenarios are there: weekday and weekend. How much we obtain or attain the percentage in weekday and the weekend. It also may be vary from the cities to cities, and the weekday and the weekend, like the things. Just right now, take the example for Lucknow and Jaipur. Just to start with the Lucknow. In Lucknow, there is a 77.17 percentage. In a weekday trip volume percentage compared to weekend, it's very high. In weekend is very merely 22.83 percentage. And why 77 percentage in weekday and why 22.83 percentage in weekend? Likewise, as and then like Jaipur as well, the weekday is very low and weekend is very high. Surat weekday is very high, weekend is very low. Then Kochi 45 and 54. It's low in weekday, high in weekend. And then Visakhapatnam is also 53 percentage weekday, very low in weekend. Mysore is 39 percentage in weekday and 60 percentage in weekend. Why these are the fluctuations percentage in by city, weekday and weekend? Let's deep dig that. For example, mm, let's start with passenger rate. Okay, these things we'll see later. Before that, I explain why these the trip fluctuations distribution. Why this much of the distribution among the cities, which means in the Jaipur is a tourist place, Lucknow and then Surat and Coimbatore, Vadodara and Chhattisgarh, where we see the weekend percentage is very high compared to the weekend. Sorry, weekday percentage is very high compared to weekend. These cities are the business-oriented cities. Maybe in that cities there's a lot of presence of the corporates on the industrial, like that the business trips happens very rapidly and very because in particular places, for example, we take the Lucknow, maybe the highest among the population, maybe that city the public transport is not enough for the peoples, because that's why the people maybe seek for the particular transport. And then this is for the Lucknow scenario, but in many other places, for example the Kochi, it's a tourist place, and then it's a different scenario in that place. And then Visakhapatnam also is the business oriented city, that's why it's weekday is very high percentage and a weekend is very low percentage. We may categorize the cities like that because the presence, which means the business people are always want to be on time to the office, that's why they are seeking for the cab service, like that, like the things maybe it already happens, that's why the weekday percentage is very high. In Jaipur, maybe it's a tourist place, that's why the weekday is low compared to weekend. These are the things, and these scenarios may be vary from city to city. For example, city name, not every city we want to see. For example, like the let's take the new passenger. And then see the new passenger rate is very high in tourist cities, sorry, tourism cities. In Kochi, the 64.64 percentage in weekend, and then Mysore 66.72, Visakhapatnam as well 52.52. See, the new passengers are often not often visited because the peoples are rarely visited for the tourism. That's why the percentage may be high in this particular cities, because especially in the where the cities where other places are the tourism places, that cities only the weekend percentage is very high for the new passenger type, like that. I hope you catch up the point. Okay, this is the scenario. Jaipur 65.86. In a weekend, there is a new passenger, right? And its average fare is 14.22. The trip distance is 21.24. Let's see for the repeated passengers. This is a and repeated passengers totally upside down. Sure. It clearly indicates Lucknow is the highly dominated business city. That's why the 81.74 percentage of the repeated passengers in a weekday, which means the peoples are often regularly visited to our cab service. That's why that percentage is very high in Lucknow in a weekday, followed by Surat as well. And then where are all the business happens, the cities are very major maximize in a weekday percentage. Vadodara, sorry for the pronounce that name. I know it's mispronunciation. Vadodara, I hope. Coimbatore is 66.96. That's very it's high, right, compared to the weekend. And then see the Kochi is 55.89. The weekend is 44.11. Maybe the Kochi also have some places like the offices and the port. So many of the people are working in that places as well. That's why the Kochi is acts as the weekday as well the well performing, weekend as well performing. But particularly in weekend, it's a very high performance compared to the weekday. This is the scenario for the performance analysis. Like the weekday and the weekend plays a major role, and then we can able to be improvise the things by for a weekday. For example, the peoples are regularly commute to our transport. We can offer some loyalty offers. The people who are regularly visited of the cabs, for example, if the one passenger is visited for 10 or 10 to or 10 or more times, we provide some discount to them. And maybe there are some of the another followed in the future dashboards, in the future recommendations, we see how VOC provide the offers for the regular passenger, repeated passenger, and then tourist place and the city place. These are the stuffs. And then for the tourist visitors, we can able to be give the discounts for the package discounts. Like that, the things we can improve the performance little bit, boost up the performance. And then I hope you get the point. You know what is the core thing of the weekday and the weekend performance. And then here is the abbreviation, the previous, distance, month, revenue, overage, then passenger. And then we are successfully completed the two dashboards. And then here the trip volume is now it is indicating the regular, which means the repeated passenger. For that people 249 trip volume, it's very high comparatively with the previous month. And then distance traveled as well is increasing, trip distance is decreasing, average fare is 12.48. Okay, and then now we are going to be analyze the passenger analysis. Okay, let's get into the passenger analysis. And let's start with the passenger analysis. And here this is the dashboard about the passenger analysis. In this particular dashboard we can able to see the total passengers, the new passenger, repeat passengers, then repeat passenger percentage. And it starts with the city wise repeat passenger right by trip count, because there is a trip count, right? The two trip is nothing but pick up and drop, and three trip in the sense pick up from one location and drop in another location, and maybe the next stop just with the non-return trip, like that, just drop only. This is a lot of the scenarios includes in the trips. And the city-wise repeat passenger by trip count, which means there is a lot of people. See the green color is represented the two trips, and then the two trips is very high overall against the 10 trips. The overall 10 trips, the 2 trips frequency is very high, particularly in the Jaipur, Kochi, then Mysore, Visakhapatnam, and then these are the major places because these places are the tourist places as well. So, so many of the people are using the trip for pick up and drop into the another location. For example, the sightseeing, visiting the beach or the malls, the zoos like that. There's a lot of locations in around all the places. That's why the people are used the tip of the 2 trips to just pick up and drop, and then 3 trips for uh, the 3 trips as well. Also, maybe the major it's dominating in the tourist places. Okay, and then four followed by 4 and 5, 6. These trips are people who are used for the business cities, like the business oriented cities like the Lucknow, then the Jaipur, Lucknow, and then Surat, uh, this and then Coimbatore, Visakhapatnam. These are the business oriented cities. This type of the city people are used the frequent things because the people who want to be go for the business oriented meetings as well. They want to go the work. That's why they're using the very long trips, right? And then the repeat passenger rate by city. The Surat it's very high. The Lucknow is 37.12, Indore 32.68. These other cities, the repeat passenger rate is high because the people's, particularly these uh, particular cities are the business oriented cities that would make like the people are using the transportation very frequently. That's why the repeat passenger rate is very high at that particular cities. The repeat passenger month, in the sense January, February, March, the May month it's a very high. Let's make some filters, then only we can able to be clearly understand. For daytime, let's the weekday, how much the repeat passengers can come and go. Weekday, in Surat, on a weekday the Surat is holding the first place. Lucknow 35.52, in Indore 32.15 percentage. Repeat passenger by month, in the month wise the May, the May month is very high. It's 12.2 thousand people so repeatedly travel using the cab service by month. And then here also the 2 trip count is very high in Mysore. Chhattisgarh is low, Visakhapatnam little bit high, the Kochi and the Jaipur. These other things are indicating the weekday percentages. Weekday the people are using the particular, they wanted to be go the office and they wanted to be go for the work and the business meetings like that. It's a professional people are always using the cab service in a weekday because when the compared to weekend, the business oriented cities like the Surat, Lucknow, Indore, Visakhapatnam, these cities are people are using the cab service more for compared to the tourism cities. Those people are using the cab service in a weekday is little bit it's better than that. And just shift our weekday into weekend. I think there is a problem with the repeat passenger by month. It's only indicating the June. I have to look on the problem. And then on the weekend, the Jaipur, Kochi, then Mysore is low. So normal, right? We start with the new passenger. Jaipur is high because it's a its own famous tourist place. That's why it's in 80 high. And then see there's high trips are little down because on that particular cities the passengers who are the new passengers travel because the tourist people are travel only the two trips. Majority of the people are using only the two trip counts, right? These are the overview for this passenger analysis dashboard. And then we just move into the target versus performance, which means the how much the target and how much we achieved that performance. Target versus performance analysis. In this particular dashboard, we are going to be look on how much we achieve the target, sorry, how we perform against the target. This is the target, and then let's start with the target trip cap. Actually, we are just deviated from the target, so 19 trips is missed from the target, and the yellow is indicated missing targets and the blue is indicates exceeded, which means we achieved and then we just crossed the target, that's why it's exceeded. And then it's Chandigarh 19, and then it's missed in the minus 0.5 percentage. The new passenger target is around 2000. Actually we are deviated 2000, it's lag behind 2000. So the passenger difference is minus 9.96. The average status is very high exceeded. Likewise, these are the things. And then in the Mysore, we achieved the 2,738 passengers. We have over achieved the target. Exceeded. It's exceeded. Total trips percentage as well is 20.28. We achieved a lot. And then new passenger we dropped, which means the minus 300 passengers. And then passenger difference as well decreased. Decreased in the sense not achieved the target, minus 2.66 percentage. And then average status is exceeded. We are good at rating. Average rating status. The average rating difference it's also minus. It means missed. Sorry, exceeded. This is a Vadorara. Sorry. And then these are the data for how much we lag behind the target. And then gap between new passenger and the target new passenger by city. In Jaipur 8k, which means 8,000 we lag behind the target. Kochi 1,000, Lucknow 2,000. These are the things. And then here the target new passenger and the new passengers as well as the new passenger target gap. Some more cities we achieved the Coimbatore we achieved the 1,000 people increased. Total trips and the target trips by city. Here as well, it's some gap. Here the Jaipur, the target is 77. Sorry, total trips. The target trips target is 68. And this is its overall data. When we apply the filters, it may change. For example, we start with the March month. See, it's also monthly data because we have the target for month wise as well. Yeah. Chandigarh, it's a target gap is minus 431, and then in Jaipur it's exceeded. So the month wise data is also it's very depend upon the months as well as the trips. There is a various factors included in incorporated with that. Okay, and these are the these are the target business performance analysis, and let's start with the secondary analysis, which means how we can able to be improve the performance as well as what are the things we need to be uh, make better, then make better for the customer comfortness and increase the customer retention as well as we what are the possible offers we may provide to the customers. These are the things we are going to be look into the secondary analysis. Okay, let's start with the further analysis. Good gaps analysis, which means the in-depth analysis, which means the we have just covered the primary analysis. Sorry. Now we are going to analyze the secondary analysis. Okay, first of all, the factors such as the quality of service, pricing, city demographics contribute to the higher to lower percentage rates in city, and then correlation of the socioeconomic and lifestyle patterns. Let's see quality of service. High repeats rates. The cities like Surat and Lucknow is a high rate city, high passenger rates. Maybe benefit from the reliable transportation service because when we provide the quality of service, the people are frequently visited, which means utilize our cab service, right? The low rate cities like the Jaipur and the Mysore, the low repeat passenger rates might indicate the inconsistencies in service quality or lack of convenience, such as if the passengers feel some uncomfortness in the cab due to late or the cab driver's behavior or else the vehicle malfunction. There's a late delay services. There's a lot of things. The competitive pricing, competitive or discount pricing strategy can attract more repeat passengers, right? Because whenever we just make the discounts for the repeat or the passengers who are travel that much of the trips, and if the people so wanted to be travel above that, or else the people are complete that trips, which means we give some discounts to the people, it's definitely increase the repeat passenger rate. And then, for instance, the cities with high price sensitivity might prefer service that balance affordability and quality. City demographics, population size. Larger cities may naturally have the high percentages because when the city have the high population, we and that places we naturally the chance to become it's a high volume trips, of course. Lifestyle patterns, tourism versus non-tourism. Tourist heavy cities might see lower passenger rates. Already we seen that saw on a dashboard, and then due to one-time visitors. And then how do tourism seasons or local events impact the good cabs patterns? Impact of the tourism seasons and local events. High demands periods, the peak tourist season, like the summer and winter holidays attract the more visitors. Significant increase in trip volume due to these periods, especially in the popular destinations in Mysore and Kochi, then Jaipur, like that places. Festivals, local events like the Diwali, Pongal, and regional fairs attract the tourists, boosting transportation demand. Yes, of course, you very well know people are suffering that the festival times, the people are so it's very it's difficult to reach the hometowns at that time. It's increased the long cab service as well as the people who visited the hometown at that places also they are utilizing the cabs more. And then conferences, business travelers like your on time in the premium cab service, right? And then sports events, cricket matches, the marathons. This many events are happens. Then the sports events, so marriage, wedding, the any political conference like that. The whatever the things. How tailoring marketing efforts can increase trip volume, event based promotion, first seasonal campaigns, and then geo targeted advertising. Example, for example, if the most of the people are visited the mall and that mall we may present the good caps offers that much of the discounts when you booking from the in front of the mall like that. We just give the bundle discount services to the peoples. And then dynamic pricing strategy, it is nothing but when the Ola Uber is making whenever the demand and supply, like the dynamic pricing is nothing but it's working under the demand and supply. When the demand is high, the supply is low, which means at that time the pricing is very high because the people, for example, if there is a um, 5 riders for 20 people, which means or else 30 or 40, because in peak time there is a lot of people are booking that the Ola Uber using the Ola Uber service, at that time the pricing is increasing. At that time, what be the strategy, which means we just normalize the pricing at the peak hours. It is attract the more passengers to our the good cabs. What emerging things such as vehicle, electric vehicle adoption, green energy use are impacting the cab service? Yes, of course, it's impact. Increase accessibility. Whenever we use the electric vehicle, we may get the government incentive subsidies and the affordable like the other things. Infrastructure growth. Expanding EV charging stations like Type 2 and 3 cities boost adoption feasibility. Cost efficiency. Yes, of course, it's reduce the operational cost and the maintenance cost to provide significant long-term savings. Eco-conscious passengers. Yes, of course, nowadays people, the young generation people are aware of the environment, and most of the people are it's what like the EVs as well as wanted to be prefer EV compared to the traditional vehicles. Growing demand for green rides use hybrid or electric cars. Benefits of integrating EVs, cost savings, lower fuel and maintenance cost. Competitive edge, early adoption is leads to good gaps as a leader in a green mobility. Of course, because in now there is some companies in a Bangalore, the blue like that cab company is using the electric vehicle in Bangalore. Environmental impact, reduce carbon footprint, aligning with the global and local sustainability goals. Taking advantage subsidy tax breaks the grand EV adoption. Then customer appeal. The eco-conscious riders are more likely to choose the service offering sustainable transport options. Of course, because the peoples are nowadays also wanted to be. It's like some kind of trend. The peoples also want to just to protect the environment. That's why the peoples are using the EV. Yes, of course. Are there opportunities for good cabs to partner with local business such as hotels, malls, or even venues to boost the demand and improve the customer loyalty? Yes, of course. Hotel partnerships offer pickup drop service for the hotel guest. Bundle good cabs with the hotel bookings, the reliable transport and option. Tour packages collaborate with the hotels to offer cab inclusive tourism package for the local sightseeing. Example, can we can implement that things in Kochi, then Mysore, then no, Visakhapatnam, and then one place, Lucknow. I think I correct Lucknow. And then loyalty programs offer discounts or rewards for the hotel guests who used the good cab during their way stay. Shopping malls, exclusive parking zone, set up designated pickup drop points at the mall, easy access to good cabs. Even tie-ups collaborate during malls events like the sales or holiday celebrations to provide the discount rides, driving food to the mall. So of course, if any events happen in the mall, like some the New Year, if a New Year celebration is happening in the mall, they are planning for the New Year celebration in the mall. At that time, we may offer the discount. For example, if the people want to go mall and celebrate the New Year, we may, if you wanted to go celebration for the New Year, it's a, we may offer the discount like the 5 to 10% of the discount for the New Year celebration like that. And then digital ads use small screens to apps or advertise the good gaps service and the promotional codes for the rides from the mall, airports and railway station. Partner with the transport hubs to provide pre-booked ride and the queue priority service for the good cab passengers. Collaborate with the airlines or train service to include the rides in the booking tickets. Whenever the people want to booking the tickets, at that time as well, we just integrating our good cab service in the tickets booking suggestion. We may offer like that the things the people saw if they just book when they book the air ticket or the train ticket. It reduces the burden when the people are reach out the destination. We may catch up easily the person like that. To make good cabs more data driven and improve its key performance key matrices such as repeated passenger rate, customer satisfaction, new passengers, and trip volume. what are the additional data we need to be improvise the insights and collecting the insights from the data, because whenever we have the more data we can able to be extract the insights from the data. Customer behavior insights, demographics like the data to collect age, gender, income level, occupation, and city of residence. This may give the more clarity, and we can categorize the peoples easily. Why? Understand the target audience, identify high potential customer segments, tailoring the marketing strategies with the customer levels, different kind of the customer level. Travel performance, common travel times, the peak or non-peak, the trip purpose, work or uh, tourism or shopping, like that, the frequent designations. Identify the patterns. Why we identify the patterns in the passenger behavior to optimize the service availability and create the targeted offers. Cancellation reasons, because nowadays people just book and they cancel, but we don't need the reason. If we offer some of the like the box text box, we have to collect the reason why they are canceling the trip. If we know the things, we can improvise that and we may increase the frequency of the trip, right? Address operational issue to reduce the cancellation rate, of course. Operational efficiency, driver performance matrices, how the driver performance, ideal time, how much they are just idle the vehicle, and why it's idle and what is the problem. Vehicle data usage due to its we may reduce the inconvenience of the customer while in a riding, right? Because whenever we didn't notice the vehicle, we just assume it's in a good condition, but the real problem is it did not ride. It may in between of that it will be maybe the breakdown. We may avoid that kind of the inconvenience to the customer. It may avoid the what we say the cancellation rate, as well as it increases the repeat passenger rate and the customer retention as well. Real time location data, yes, of course it's very important, because we saw if arises if any problems arises, we may notice very easily why it's where it's happened and why it's happened, and operational downtime, why the particular vehicle is not moving for the long time, like that the type of the data. There's a lot of type of lot data of the, but these are the some important data we may extract from the data insights. It's a very meaningful, and it's very useful for our the future tailoring of a future strategy. Okay, I hope you are getting something about how the goods caps performance and what are the things we need to be improvised, and how can we improvise, and how can we add the offers and the promotions to the particular passengers using the rights. And then we need some of the more data, and we can able to be extract the more insights from the data. And I hope you with something, and this is done for the project. And let's see the another wonderful project. Until then, bye. Very thank you for still watching that presentation. Thank you for watching. And I know I made some mistakes and some the gaps when I talk in between of that, I know, because I'm a little bit nervous. Well, I apply. I'm very sorry about that. I'll be correct myself in the future videos. Thank you.